Today we're doing some quick comic book reviews. All these comic books came out this past Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. If they sound interesting to you, check out your LCS. They might still have a copy. This is a great issue, man. Issue number 2. Glad this series is back. We're kind of getting a look at what was going on in the other house from the original series, what they've been up to all this time. James Tynion IV really knows how to write it, and Bueno's artwork is really spectacular in this as well. Next up from Distillery, I thought this was a great issue number 2. Scott Snyder and Francesco Francavilla are really just doing great work here. Francesco's artwork is just insane, man. Some of the splash pages in this are super crazy. And Scott Snyder is taking us down a road I didn't know we would go down. Didn't expect the series to kind of, turn out the way it's turning out. But I'm along for the ride, man. I can't wait to see how it ends. This from DC Black Label, I thought this was a great issue. Mariko Tamaki, like I said, has such a strong voice for Zatanna. Really funny writing as well. And then Javier Rodriguez's artwork is just insane. A lot of great splash pages in this series as well. I think this is a great series. It's kind of like a different take on her origin story, so you're not missing much if you haven't read any Zatanna before. Okay, so over here, like I said, this might be one of the best Batman books on stands right now. It's Jason Aaron has Batman totally out of his element. Jason Aaron also has really great Batman internal monologue. I guess just wanted to note that. And then Doug Mankey's artwork. I know why it's taking so long. It's because Doug Mankey is an absolute insane person for all the detail he puts in this thing. I just love seeing Batman. He's not fighting the typical rogues we know on the streets of Gotham. He's off in space fighting off aliens. Next up, we have another great Batman series. This is kind of like DC's answer to Marvel's Life Story series. So they have the Spider-Man Life Story, the Fantastic Four Life Story, the Dark Age, and Superman Space Age. It's kind of like that concept where these characters are, aging in real time. So we have a Bruce Wayne who's retired and he's kind of reflecting on his life as Batman, and we're kind of getting little glimpses of it. From Marvel Comics, I thought this was great. Issue number 6, Peach Momoko just doing her thing. Really great artwork, but you guys expected that. It's Peach Momoko. Peach Momoko is kind of stringing us along, but we are getting some answers now. Really great to see that. From Mad Cave Studios, we have a new series that I thought I would want to try out. I don't know too much about Flash Gordon at all. For those that are huge fans of Flash Gordon, you probably already know about this, but this is kind of like an Elseworlds anthology. So just like some short Flash Gordon stories. One of them's a crime story, one of them's like a western. So totally different genres that maybe Flash Gordon isn't in normally. So over here we got a Universal Monsters series. This is the follow-up to Creature from the Black Lagoon Lives, and I thought this was a great issue number 1. Michael Walsh is writing and he's also drawing. We have Tony Marie Griffin on the coloring. And I thought Michael Walsh just killed it, dude. I think that the twist on the classic Frankenstein story that we're used to, I thought was really smart. From Skybound Image, we have another entry to Void Rivals, part of the Energon universe. This is the end to arc number 2, and I thought it was a great ending to arc number 2. Not super action-packed. We had that the last couple issues. This one was more kind of emotional. It's kind of like a goodbye to these two main characters that we've been following for the longest time. They're kind of splitting off, going their separate ways, so we'll have to see what happens in that in the third arc. From Boom Studios, we have another entry to their horror anthology. This is issue number 2. And I thought this was a good second issue. I thought issue number 1 might have been a little bit better, more compelling stories. If you're into horror anthologies, I think there's a lot to like of this. I just think that maybe there's other horror anthologies that I like a little bit more. That's everything I read for New Comic Book Day for the week of August 28th. If you read any of these, let me know what you think about them in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and read more comics.